Voice chat knows. What stock is that again? Welcome to Read the Room with Unc. Yo, what up, everybody? This is Unc coming at you with Read the Room this week. First and foremost, I want to thank you guys for sticking with me through this COVID cold thing I got going on. Um, Pretty zapped on the energy level. Making it more than an hour or two at the screens is been a challenge for me. And some days just staying awake. So I do appreciate it. I will definitely 100% make this up to everyone um, with some fire calls, lead pipe locks as soon as I get my head back. But I didn't want to leave you guys stranded on my focus notes. I know my stuff's real hard to read. So let's do read the room this week like we normally do. And then I do have one or two little EDU things at the end, as always. Do want to stay on that. Didn't have the 15 for 15 week last week. I think we were about 10 and 5 flat, which is still a pretty good ratio. Um, but if you, excuse me, 10 up, 5 down. But if you look at the 5 that are down, we're talking pennies on a lot of those outside of Rig. I think Rig was the biggest loser. So I hope you guys do understand that's what I look for is that risk management trades, opportunities. As we said today in a voice chat, getting the line wet in the water to catch a fish without constantly losing your lure. So with that, let's just get right into it today. And again, I appreciate you guys sticking with me through this. All right, we'll just read them off the rip. Givo 240 holding well, weekly turning and daily 8 and 9 green days. Still playable back to that offering level. So let's go pull up the chart here. Yeah, you can see 240s holding real well. Pretty much on this volume profile is 250 and super, super green the last um, 1, 2, 3, 4. One bad day, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 of the last 9, that's what I see. You're basing off here that 240 level on these weeklies. Maybe even a little bit more of a dip the last few weeks. Um, so I just like how it's forming around here. I wouldn't add on the 240 at this point in time. Try to get a little better ad than that. Uh, but the 450 offering still is the reason I'm here. And if you do look at these guys, they report news all the time. They're good on that with their jet biofuel. So alternative energy, which also I think that's going to pick up here real soon. Yeah, you guys know how it works. The repeats are at the top. Cenex 660's been the floor, playable back to low sevens. One more week here with AAER this week. So I'm kind of looking for the sympathy catalyst. If not, we're going to let this guy go. But these candles down here are perfect off this 660 level. Just don't have a lot of range. Kind of why we need the catalyst. So that's what I'm playing here, hoping we do get a little turn, maybe get back up into the upper sevens. Tell Stone Cold 316. This is definitely a backside trade, getting tighter on the weekly. This chart might just be for me. If it doesn't work for you guys, please stay away from it. But man, when my level holds that I've had on this chart for quite some time, I'm just confident in playing it. What I mean by backside is we don't buy off 316. That's where we got to sell right now. Is at 316, 325. So if you can get it down here at 3, or maybe even the low twos. I think we had 280 last week, 271, 281 the last 2 weeks. So we are thinning out. But if you can get those ads and you play it back to the 316, maybe leave a little bit on the table if you think it's going to continue. But I'm just kind of hanging out with here until the sector, which is oil, kind of takes a turn and retraces back into the zone. This thing was $7, 650. So we're about 50% down from there. The more we stay sideways, the better I like it also. If you're not comfortable taking the 30 or 40 cent trades off a $3 stock, probably isn't for you. Um, but as a trader that is trying to keep the lights on and slowly grind and make profit without risk, these are the charts that I like. Next up, Rad 6, 5 to 7 channel forming with range to 9. I like the setup. It's a household name. Same note here. Needs some pullback for perfect entry. Uh, Rad, yeah. So you can see we're at 670. I'd rather have the 650 like it says. We got to 634 last week, 657 the week before, so we are kind of on the downside here, but I do still like this $9 level. Even more so, let me pull out this a little bit more. Let me pull out a weekly for you just to show you why. I really like this $9 level, especially the more we get this support forming down in this range. 1250 was the original goal, but right now with the way the the market's gonna react to the GDP numbers in the next 2 weeks, I'm not really looking for any big moves currently. Um, but I like this again as a household name. Nikola, nice 5 to 725 channel currently playing here to the test 6. Continuation from last week. So this is one of those plays that we needed more than a week to happen. But I love the channel that we're in here. Um, playable right off of this. I got to read the note again. I apologize, guys. Let me read this note one more time. Yeah, playable off the $5 level, which I have here. You can see the big channel overall. We're definitely on the bottom of that, but this inside bar right here on the weekly I love, especially when the inside bar is dead on our level. So the ads here probably ain't the greatest, unless you're just scalping the trend on the daily. You play RTL on the daily, that's, take your quarter or whatever. But the perfect ads are off 5 or close to 5 as you can. I would be more comfortable 5, 15 and under. Do expect this to continue to 6, but the risk reward from 540 to 6 um, doesn't really fit for me because 5 would be my low, and then I would have to add down there. So that's why I'm looking for a little bit of pullback, or it will continue if you're already in this play. Riot. This dipped to 4.5. I was a little off on that. Came right back. Best BTC chart for options and shares. A great segment in the voice chat with Professor on how, I really think you guys should follow that. I don't play a lot of options. I'm still learning options. So the questions I ask the professors, I assume a lot of you guys have the same questions. We talked a lot about buying the expiration. I bought it out in the August 19th, which ended up being a little too far. But what that means with the move that already happened off of 5, I bought my calls at 480. What that means to my profit, how my profit can get better. Professor did a great job explaining that to there. So I'll be selling these $5 calls Monday morning. Share side though still looks good. I like this one, especially if the Bitcoin hits that 20, 22, 23 number this week. UEC, $3 cycle holding well, playable range to 360. We're in the middle of that zone, but I still love 3 if offered, most likely midweek. Kind of going against the grain on the professor here. He went with UUU. We both like the sector of uranium. I just like this chart a little better. The risk reward just really works for me. I think we do get pullback. You've seen it both weeks. If we can get down here around this $3 level, I think those are perfect ads. You had 292 2 weeks ago, 307 last week, 301 the week before. All of them had the that was 370, that was 340, and that was 337. So all of them had basically a 10% run from there. That's all I'm looking for. For a guy like me, I get 1,000 shares here. I take 200 or 300 bucks out of it. It's pretty low risk. And that was the last, I think, of the returners. So the rest of this list is new from last week. Not necessarily all new, but new from last week. Trying to keep a good 50-50 split on that for you guys in general. So next up we have Alto. One apiece finds here. I'm picking up off the bottom. 350 to 4 channel. Weekly has higher lows. Alto, bam. Yeah, so you got these higher lows on the weekly. Man, I'm sorry, my brain is not functioning right now. 3.5 to 4 channel. So 3.5 to 4 channel. I should probably let's throw those up there. 3.5 right in there. 4 right in there. There's your channel that I'm seeing right now. Definitely compressing a little bit. I just like this setup and play, especially when you see the green days last week. Kind of goes with the market. Be mindful of that. Perfect ads though if you can get these dip buys. It almost dips every day. It's more of an RTL chart to me as well. Just have a hunch we're a little early and we're going to get back to that these volume profile numbers, which is closer to $5. Another name you guys should be familiar with, AMRS might be the best chart for Monday. $1.79 holding since ER flush. 223 was our line. This is another backside trade. It's what happens when you're in a bear market. You get a lot of backside trades. What do I mean by backside trade? That's probably the best example of it. 223 is our line. Oh, this also has alternating candles. 223 is our line. As you can see, if you buy on 223 right now, you're getting your ass kicked. You really are. The fluctuations in the bottom side is enough that if you can buy it down here and play it back to that level, you're better off. So that's what I mean by backside, because we're not getting through this level currently. 223 is not, we're not going through it. The trend right here, this is all I'm looking to continue. Red, green, red, green, red. Keep your tight stop. Like this is 176. So if I enter this at 180 on Monday, probably would just run the 169, 170 stop loss. That would be my play here. And then again, I'm playing that back to the 220 level. Pretty much don't think we break through this without some news. These to me are keep lights on trades. These are what keeps the lights on, especially with familiar names. More about timing than holding, in my opinion. All right, EVgo, not to be confused with the one we had last week. I'm not even going to say it because I don't want to confuse people, but this is a different one. It's not the same, so don't get them confused. Like the $8 test here with the flow reads, but I think we get the 650 to 675. So set an alert down there. So I think this is one that's going to pull back a little bit. Here, bam. Yeah, I think we're going to pull back to here. You can see it, yeah, right in here. I just think we're going to pull back to here. And that's where I want to add. That 60 cents is playable for me. The channel we currently have, God dang, my brain is so lit. 650, no, excuse me. We don't currently have a channel, but we're playing it back to just the 8 test, which is volume profile on both time frames. So that's where I want to play to. I just want a little bit of a pullback here, so I have more of a range. I like the setup, and I believe these guys just had some news. Yeah, they just had news last week on some car charging projects. So, yeah, here it is. So this is kind of big because I'm sorry that I'm stuttering and all over the place, but yeah, this code's just not fun. Here, so deploy 2,000 charging stalls at pilots and Flying J locations. They're trying to mimic a Tesla network, which that news dropped last week. I don't think a lot of people heard it. So when that implementation starts, or they cut the ribbon on the first one, I think we do get a little bit of a bump here, just back to that $8 level. If the professor continues to get strong flow reads above that, this will probably be in our rotation even more. You can see the buys though on Thursday and Friday. Shop 30 holding well. Love the ads. 100 shares here. I'll take the $3 to $5 from it. Green, red, green, red, green, red. Last 4 weeks. Candles looking for that trend to continue. TA can be that simple sometimes. I already touched on that once. It's literally that simple for me, guys. I look for this kind of stuff all the time on the day and on the weekly. This all let it just do this. If we know it's going to do this for another 7 candles, we could make a lot of money. We don't know that, but we're taking an educated guess that it's going to happen on this next one. 30, if you check the bottom, 30, 29, 72, 37. I mean, pretty much it's 29.76. That's your floor, the 29.7s. So right at 30, I'm looking to add, and then you play it back to the tops. This one's 35. This one's 36. This one's 39. This one's 38. So that's $5, $6, $7 range off of 30. Also a long-term play if you like it. All right, this is a repeat offender for me. I've been on this guy a few times. Love the Cenex, or excuse me, CENN. Love the 150 level with range back to 190. They report tomorrow, so please read. I'm just kind of playing that out in front. I always say they were DPW, and then Professor corrects me because they were naked, I think. Definitely watching this one off of that 150 level. So I'm kind of looking for a pullback, and then I want to read the news. Maybe my ER flush mentality with a range back to the 190, which is just your volume profile on the 3 year. Like a lot about this, especially if you can get it down here at the 150 level. All right, last on here. Wow, one of Professor's finds that just lines up too well for me not to put it in my notes. Um, the sold puts at 1750 interest me because they line up with the chart so well. Under that seem low risk. Um, right now, dip buying is just where it's at. In my opinion, that's what you want to do. You want to get the best entry. So 1750 is the sold puts. Um, we didn't get that. We bounced off of that the last 2 weeks. So I am looking for a little better entry, aka pullback on this thing. The top end was 22.5, which I mean this thing just here. I'm gonna go on a big chart for you guys real quick. Yeah, it just lines up really well on the daily. We are kind of in the middle of the zone here, so I mean you could add if 100 shares doesn't 1,800 bucks at 18 doesn't bother you to risk down to 16, go ahead and add there. Play it back to 20, 21, 22. But I'm personally looking for the ads into the 17, 17.5 just because that tightens up the ratio on the risk side. I'm more worried about the range between my stop loss and my entry than I am above here because that's going to be, if I'm wrong, that's all that matters. To me, that's the better way to protect your nest egg, your capital, and your overall portfolio is just playing everything from a risk standpoint. How much am I risking and how much am I making? Keep that ratio around 3 to 1 and then nail half your trades. You'll be fine. All right, real quick EDU for you guys here. I dropped this inside bar scan again. This is the most underrated scan I have. You need to duplicate it or just change it depending on what you're looking for, 1 hour, day, weekly. But um, weekly are my those are 3 time frames I like to search on. Me and Goose talk all the time, not lately, but before about searching about 7:30 using the 1 hour inside bar scan. The day of the week are great. And then I like to combo it with RSI. So let's just go over what I have here. Let me pull up exactly what I have in my scanners for you guys. So inside bar. Um, let me go to FlexGrid for it. Inside bar. So I have it set up as all. This one I keep on the day. All it's finding here is candles like this that stay inside the bar before. I like to check trend as well. Then I have one for my main. This is just off my 300 list, which for me, this is kind of redundant, but some days I'm lazy. Let's just be honest. I don't want to look at every fucking stock on the market. So I just do the inside bar on my main. I also won't use this one for all on the hourly because it will give me way too many results. I just like to look at this one at the end of the day. My main one during the day, I keep this on the hour chart. So if you come in here, you just open this thing up, inside bar. Yeah, see, it's on the hour. So it's looking for them on the hour. Um, and real quick, you can switch these. So like when I go after hours, I'll switch it to the day. See what the day looked like. Bam. You see your parameters change. So these are all the inside bars from my main list on the day. And bam, inside bars I have color coordinated on my chart as white so you can see them. And then when I'm kind of get to the weekend, I also like just to check the weeklies. But again, you can go in here and change the parameters um, and see what you get. Now our inside bars are down here. So with the flex grid and these inside bar scans, you can really catch a trend change, see what's holding way better than just looking at percents. I think that's what I want to say. You can see the overall location of the chart, which I like. And then my main one, little cheat one here that I use during the day is this inside bar with RSI. This thing is gold. This thing to me is legit gold. Um, Here, I'll show you what I got here. So I still have the inside bar, and what I like to do is look for high RSI. It's greater than 60. You can change to the 70, 50, whatever you want. But I like them on different charts. So I run high RSI on a 5 minute, and then I run an inside bar on the hour during the day. This is one of my favorite things to find stuff intraday. Because if you have high RSI and you're staying inside the bar, you have a good chance of completing that bar as long as RSI stays hot. You can also switch this. Sometimes I put this on the day, the hour. Sometimes I put this on the week, the day. You can use any parameters on this. I would keep the top one hour, day, weekly. The bottom one 5 minute, 1 hour, or day. And if you don't have that, you need it quick, or you need me to help you with it, just ask. All my scanners and screens, I have no problem sharing with you guys. I have nothing to hide in that regard. It's hard enough trading as it is than to pretending like you have some secret sauce over some people and not helping them. Knowledge is power. So if you want any of these, any of these interest you, just please ask. I'll drop them, help you set them up all the time. Damn, I made it. Again, once again, I want to thank you guys for giving me the time to get better here. Um, Want to stress to everybody that if you do get the COVID cold, definitely take care of yourself. Stay on the fluids. Give yourself some time. I'm one of the healthiest people I know, and it's knocked the crap out of me. So um, everyone, take care. Any questions, always ask in the room. Most importantly, let's have a plan. Respect the lines, and always read the room.